Welcome back, everyone. We're back. Robbers of Catan. Game two, and as you can kind of hear already, we have another table talk that we're going to be listening in on. So I'm very excited to see how things kind of pan out. So let's just go ahead and, without further ado, let's just join the game. Now, first things first, this is a very special game. We are spotlighting this.
I think going first is my least favorite thing in the world.
And that is Gene, who, if you remember, commentated the last game where I actually
I don't like going first either.
Got my ass handed to me, so not great. But if you want to check that out, it was a great commentary, and Gene is a rookie player for this tourney and this circuit, as are the other two players here. So it should be very, very interesting. We see Red, obviously, Gene placing first. Obvious spots here, maybe 6, 10, 9 at the top right, 6, 5, 10 top right, or like he went the 10, 5, 8 all at the top right. That more to the middle of the right, but pointing down here. I can get behind the play. I think I would probably take a look at the ore and be like, yeah, there's not that much ore. I can lock people out easily. Now the only other ore spot is a 9, which is also on a good wood and brick production, which is immediately taken. And so I kind of agree. I think if you are placing first here, you have to take one of the ore spots because they won't come back around to you. And one of the mistakes that I made in my game is I forewent ore, right? And that really bites you in the late game, especially with 12 VPs to win.
We honestly don't have that bad of a board, though.
You're going to have to sustain yourself.
I've seen some pretty bad boards with a three-player game.
Cities.
But I don't think this is that terrible.
And Blue, obviously, is another rookie player, and they, as far as I've heard around the league, a very good player, very skilled player. Although they are a rookie, similarly to Red here, a very, very skilled player. And Orange, on the other hand, who has just placed now, has very little experience with the Catan compared to probably the rest of the players here. But that's like part of the fun, right? So we're gonna see how this turns out, right? 3 rookies, 3 newcomers, completely unknown play styles. Should be very interesting, right? We see Orange here going for the 4-8-3 on the left, pointing down to a 3-4-1 port. It's a smart play. If I were them, I would have preferred the 6-9-10 for the same resource types and higher production. For the second settlement, I am okay with this play. Grabbing some extra wheat, some brick that they were lacking, and a little bit of ore. And maybe they can hope to build some roads and kind of make their way to the other ore spots. But to be determined, right? It'll be an interesting game for them. I think they're in a decent spot. But obviously I would have taken that spot that Blue just took here. And they're in a great spot, obviously, right? They have access to all 5 resources. They have a road pointing to the wood port onto
going last in a 3-person game isn't that bad, though.
And he says that going last.
Going last because you almost get an advantage in.
Oh wait, I meant going first, not last.
Oh, like last placement overall.
Yeah.
It's not like there's not numbers left. It's just either way, it's a struggle bus.
Yeah.
Because I hate throwing myself out there first, and then everything that you think you're going to go for that second placement just slowly disappears.
And you see the players there discussing whether it's
people also calculated to take the ones that you want to.
To go first or last.
You become a target when you place first, almost.
I would say, you do become a target if you place first, but of course, on a three-player game, the spots that you end up with on the way back are much, much better. So you're not penalized as much for placing first because you don't have to wait as long on the way back around. So overall, you do get the good spots. And here, obviously, red takes the extra ore, getting access to the wheat, which you definitely need, and a little bit of sheep, pointing up to get more sheep access and more brick access. Not a bad play. I'm concerned about the wheat compared to the ore production, but we'll see. It's a long game, right? I think right now I would say blue's ahead of everyone else. And blue already with 8 resources, so it's not like I'm saying anything significant. They simply have the most production and access to all the 5 resources, and you can't really complain if you're in that position most of the time. So I think that's my early prediction, and let's see if it ends up being correct. And the robber immediately moves to the blue spot, which is probably correct. I wouldn't have gone for the sheep. I would have probably gone for the brick or wheat potentially, but sheep is okay. I would have probably gone for the wheat because the 9s, coordinated 9s, give you city options, and of course wheat lets you settle. That said, maybe he thought that there was no sheep in blue's hand, and so taking away the the sheep production, stops him from doing anything. And the robber moves back to the orange spot, and this actually, it does work out and it pans out, but I actually disagree. I don't know why sheep is being hit so much. I don't think sheep is a super useful resource in general.
Yeah, I have to say I'm getting everything that I don't really want out the gate.
And
I keep rolling numbers that I don't have.
All right. Yeah. Has anybody got any wheat to trade?
I do.
I could go brick, sheep, or ore. You can kind of take your pick there.
I'd probably need 2 cards for it because you're probably gonna build a city with it, right?
No.
Are you just getting a?
I'd love to get the city, but
I'm probably okay on it for now, unless you'll give me 2 cards for it.
Dude. I'll give you a sheep and an ore for it.
Could you do a break in something?
Yeah, I'll do a brick and an ore. That's good with me.
Perfect. Wait, did I decline that by accident?
I think you did.
I was like, I didn't see a trade go through.
My turn ended.
Oh.
We didn't move fast enough.
Yeah, and the turn timer expired.
Hate to see it. Hate to
red is
see
now
it.
stuck on 11, which is a pretty sticky situation there. But we do see.
Do you still want it now, or are you waiting until it's your turn?
Trying to get the
I'll wait for my turn, because if I get a 7, things will change.
Okay.
Yep, and that makes sense. And the death card, and there's going to be a death card heavy game.
Yep.
So,
it's always right on cue.
And tragic 7 there, but death cards make things really interesting, right? Because there's so much more variance that gets added to the game because it's just random versus like known. And so a lot of people like death cards because they kind of allow you to slingshot your way back, right? Each dev card could potentially, in the right situation, get you a victory point. That's kind of the way that they're designed, right? Is they vastly improve your ability to get there, even if it's just a night, right? And another 7 here. We are seeing so many 7s, and now orange gets to roll it and place on the 9. Or again here, I guess I could definitely agree, but that block only really hurts blue for city production, but they're trying to probably settle more than city right now.
Such a slow start to this game.
And accommodates a slow start.
That's true for the 3-man game. Mm-hmm. It's just a slow start, and then it just pops off.
Yeah, and these 3-player games
definitely does feel like that.
compared to 4-player, right? So with 3-player, it's certainly a lot more laid back, but and there is less influence of table talk and influence of trading and stuff, just because there's fewer people to trade with. But overall, it becomes a very like exponentially quick game where once you get those first settlements down, there's so much space that it becomes very easy to expand. And once you start expanding, you just get on a roll. And pretty soon, the winner you'll see the winner usually placing a city like every other turn or something like that, right? So the production will get super hyper, and here we see our first settlement.
Oh, that is so
orange,
huge.
Actually. And
wow.
That is like a great settle.
The most ideal thing I've ever seen.
Get the 3-4 port and the extra wheat production, which is very important.
So cool.
But they're going to need to get some ores in, so hopefully they can try to swing back around and settle on that 8 ores.
Does anyone have brick for trade?
And,
I think I gotta hold on to it for now.
I don't have any
brick's
trade.
Blocked, so.
Okay.
Just buying a depth card here, which makes sense. And, the effective block.
Mondays.
No one has
that could have been your brick.
But...
I want you to know that.
Yeah.
And actually, now I think red is in probably the best spot. The road settled.
It's so satisfying when you actually get to eat on your 2 or your 12.
Oh yeah, because you're just not banking on it at all. It's
a great feeling. All right.
You should try to see if you can build the road. Where to? I would honestly suggest the 6-5-11 just going up. The cheap placement. But you instead get the city, which if you get city, you always city. And I guess he was deciding where he should go. He's probably going there for the extra sheep production, which I agree with. But yeah, if he's trying to settle there, then he doesn't necessarily need it.
Good build.
But that said, right, like where else are you going to put it? Like if you put it on the 5, 10, 8, it's you get the ore, but you get ore with the other placement, and you don't get the wheat, and you don't get the sheep. So I kind of get it. The second settlement, though, should probably be for the extra ore. And after that, the cities will come very, very quickly. So red is probably in the best spot, and red will probably run away with it at this point. We do see a crucial road being gotten by blue here. And probably they'll be able to settle, and that'll be huge for them too, because like we said, they are going for that wood port, and they are on 2 of the best wood spots in the game, so they'll be able to take advantage of that, I think. Now, interestingly enough, right, we see my winner prediction at the beginning of the game kind of struggling, kind of in last place right now. But a crucial robber here, and I think they'll be able to settle and maybe catch up a bit. Now, red is probably going to win along the
Not a fan of you taking my bricks. That was 4
and,
that I just used for that brick.
That's a tough break.
You stole 4 cards from me, you monster.
And the settle on the road here, which makes sense, getting the extra wood production. I actually, it makes sense. It's cheap settlement. But I'm hoping they go for the 3-4 port instead of just settling on the 5-2. So we'll see. And in that sense, right, if they were going to settle on the 3-4 with the 5, they might as well have gone the other way, because they both take 2 roads to get there, and you kind of secure it a little bit more. And you can still place a cheap road down and build on the 5-2 if you need the extra space, right? So maybe I would have gone to the left there, actually. Now, a crucial, you're plenty again, and orange here is Going to do something. We'll see. Oh, a weird road. I don't like that road. That road goes nowhere, and that was probably a mistake. Um, I would have much rather seen them go to the 3-for-1 port on the left, 8-10. But yeah, I don't really know what the strategy is there actually. You can't really settle anywhere with the 3-11 desert, but even then,
Yeah, I figured
he's
that was
taking the
too
long way
obvious.
around.
Yeah.
It would have been cool.
I'm trying to get the city there, but no one's going to let him have it. And dev card again. So honestly, this might be a 2-horse race with all the dev cards that Blue's buying. I'm pretty scared of that actually. If I'm red, they're going to need to settle the city quickly if they want to stay in it. And then they're going to want a dev card. The sheep production is proving very valuable, actually, as far as dev card production goes.
Oops.
I mean, who could put it on the 4, you know? Who thought the 4 was coming?
And the city. So yeah, the city does get there, and I agree with that spot. Now they're going to want to hope to settle and connect for road. That's an easy 8, and then city, and then they got it. They're done. They don't necessarily have the force or the road production, but they can still get there long term. They're gonna want to get to a port, but they don't even need it to win necessarily, and it's gonna actually be tough to get to a 3-for-1 port anytime soon. But we'll see. I mean, this is to 12 actually, so that actually I think it was to 10 for a second. So this is to 12, which means you do need more than 4 cities and a road. So yeah, you will definitely need the port here. I would say just immediately go down to the 3-for-1 port, or go and get some extra wheat production. And I would see Orange curling around and trying to get to that 8-3 spot, which I definitely agree with that strategy. 3s will get them city
Does
material.
anyone have a brick?
8 will get them
I don't.
dev card material.
Not that I'm willing to trade right now.
And asking for a brick, but
Fair enough. What about an ore?
No, I don't think I've gotten a single one.
Yeah, that 9's been quiet, right? We'll do this.
Right. And the 3 hits, and that's city building material.
This man's
That's
living,
huge,
making
actually.
a life on the 3.
And we'll see what happens
These
here.
3s are
what we can do
almost
with
cities.
that.
For real.
Hopefully build a road,
We'll take that.
but not likely to have materials.
Was not planned
It's
at the
probably just going
beginning
to have
of
to
the game.
hold and just save for a city. And he does. He just passes. Ooh, another huge roll for everyone. So much city building material and another city just like that. And I think Red at this point is kind of just running away with it in a sense. And this is kind of the nature of some games, right? It's like a momentum-based game. Once you gain the momentum, you have to try to be stopped, but sometimes it's too late. And this could be one of those times. Even though, obviously Blue is still in the hunt, the production just overall will matter. And they have production basically all the right spots. Once they settle there on the 6-11-5, it'll be over.
That's a tough
They'll
break.
have everything that they need. And crucial city, though, to
That's
kind
messed
of
up,
bounce
man.
back.
5. Wow.
Sorry.
And
I worked
great
hard for that
Monopoly,
ore.
right? Great Monopoly is there, seeing 5 ore, and able to make a great play there. That's what you want to see. And you're going to hope for another 9 here if you're Blue. And hopefully another city quickly, and then So you have
All I
that
have
and
is
so on and
wood.
so forth, right? Then they're going to want to dev card a bunch, which they seem to already have been doing. And I think they have.
I'll take your word for it. Get one of these ores back.
Fair.
They do have 2
I'm a man
knights
of my
played,
word.
and so
I do have one
they will
wood.
probably be the only one in contention
That
for the
10
largest
came in
army.
clutch.
So that'll make them. That'll put them at 7. And yeah, I still like Red's chances here actually, but
Love my
Oh, there's
that's
another
where the
one.
rolls.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wood you got there.
Yeah. I'm about to put it all to use. I don't know if I want to do that. See, I wasn't lying. Now I don't have all wood, but before I did.
And largest army secured there, and that makes sense. They're probably just holding it just to try to keep their threat level down, but this is important to move the robber off, and they go ahead and do it. And the 4 wheat is hit, and that is
Ooh,
the
let me get
common
that
spot
sheep.
to hit now. It looks like
No.
this is nothing
I'll
new
give
for
it to you
us.
for 3 cards.
Should be a tough game,
No, I don't
honestly,
really need the sheep.
with blue controlling the robber here.
Not that
You
bad.
just wanted to do it to me twice in a row.
Yeah, I just need to take your hard work.
Not enjoying how quick you're expanding here.
Another city, right? So, I mean, quick cities for blue, and now maybe blue has momentum, where red might have had it before. Just red just hasn't gotten the rolls for whatever reason, and probably that lack of sheep production is really biting them now. Even though they're able to build all the cities, they simply can't get the sheep to settle.
Take my wood
And
back.
yeah, stealing from the clear leader of the game
Now it feels like a waste.
at a pretty safe 8, right? So if you settle city, it'll be 11, and you can easily have a VP already.
You know what? Yeah, going for the
And
full-on savage
it'll be
play.
game, right? Like
I
it'll
don't
be
need my 9.
super easy. They can
Dang.
easily make this happen. And without using too many roads, right? Which is important because they do have that wood production that they can use for trading in for any resources like dev card stuff or city stuff or road building stuff, whatever they might need. But obviously, like a very crucial 5 there for them. Because they were able to get that port early, right? And that really helped. Versus Orange here is still kind of struggling along. I think their issue has been
Oh my god,
maybe
I could
that
have so
blunder
much fun on this turn.
placing on the 310. But making their way slowly up to the 8-3. And finally the settle. The crucial settle for this
I think I should have
sheep
monoed all that
production.
wheat.
They're going to need to... They're going to need to city on the 6 sheep soon, and then continue to death card. And 2 death cards about there, they're probably going to want the city soon and keep death carding. And that'll be huge for them, and they can potentially pull it back. Even though this is a, this is a very,
I don't even know what to block.
this is quite a lopsided game thus far. But the race is starting to heat up.
Damn, you
right?
took my wheat?
And this is very much
You
a
block
race.
my wheat
It's
and
not
take my wheat.
a slow
Not
slog.
cool.
The momentum
I'm
is very
sorry.
quickly picking up. And,
I needed it more than you do.
That's fair.
And
I gotta respect
more
when
brick and
someone
wood
just
for
needs it
everyone
like
all
that.
around. And the robbery moved to D5, which makes sense.
So war for
trying
wood.
to reduce the wood production, and wheat is
Oh,
hit
feels
after
bad.
that. Which
That's just
yeah, that
I
does feel
had a
bad.
lot of pent up energy and hate. Lock that up.
And locking up the longest road here, so now it is a clear 9-9 with both with 1 dev card. But Arnold, 25, is rushing back to get that army. And I would suspect
Now, what are the
that
chances we're
knight
all
in hand, which is why they aggressively used it in the last turn. And
0.
they're going to keep trying to pull, and then when they can clinch the
Fair enough.
largest army 2 points, they'll take it. They'll be at 11, and there'll be very little that anyone can do about it. And the settle, the crucial settle here, the right idea. And,
wow.
Ooh, huge roll.
Oh, he's about to catch up because of that 3.
That's crazy.
That's all he needed.
Yep. I'm so far behind, I'm trying anything.
Yeah, that 3 was big.
They're going to want to. They're going to want to settle here. Or sorry, not settle, it's city. But I don't think they have the resources, so they're going to go ahead and pass. Not much probably Red can do here. Ooh, 2 roads. Which makes sense. Everyone has been getting
that weak port is going to suck.
Weak port is going to be really good.
Yeah, I think I waited too long to get to it, though. That is my concern, is that I just waited way too long.
Oh, of course I do that.
Yeah, and actually, looking back, part of Blue's strategy to settle in the 5-2 is to completely lock out Red.
I feel like Hunter right now.
Port. And
I'm ready to lose with like 11 points or something.
And call back to Hunter's. So when Hunter and I played, spoiler alert, Hunter got to 11 and lost the game, which has been happening to him a lot lately. He's had very close seconds for the past 2 tourneys. So everyone pray that his luck turns around, because it's been rough for him.
My sheep and taking the sheep again.
And the city. Alright, so 10, Pier 10, and about to be taken over very, very soon. And he's going to try to pull.
Damn it.
What the heck?
I needed it blocked. Okay.
Put it on the desert. I live there too.
You know, because you asked nicely.
And
Please.
placing on the desert too, if he's blue. I don't know why, but maybe gain some favor. Maybe it's going to be a friendly finish. But I think he knows that he can lock up largest army here and take away 2 points in the next turn. And I think he's going to do that. And probably win the game here, actually. He'll be able to settle with 11 resources and largest army locked up. Unless he doesn't have it, which if he's pausing...
Hear me out.
And hilariously, because he doesn't have a port, he doesn't have...
I have a feeling if I do this, the game's over.
And,
yeah, I'm going to have to pass on that one.
What if I told you...
It's like too good of a deal.
What if I told you I want to win with 13?
I'd be scared.
Alright, let me stop biding my time here. GG's, boys.
No.
GG.
Well, so he was actually sitting on
let
a
me win with
VP.
13? Damn.
And so he was at 10. So when he got largest army, he went up to 1. But he was trying to get a trade in so that he could he'd get to 13.
Yeah, good game.
So, good games. Good games all around.
Good game, guys. Popping off.
Do we have to record this anywhere?
No,
I got you guys. But good games, yeah.
Okay,
that was a good one.
Alright, thank you.
And we'll go through the dice stats here and the overall view. So 12 to 8 to 7, right? Not really totally discouraging me, right? To me, it was more of a two-headed race, and the blue, actually, red was in a really good spot early, and even though I picked blue to win when everyone plays the first settlement, blue kind of brought some momentum back, and then it became kind of this two-headed race. And it was a very, very fast race, right? Like, this is an only 20-minute game, 61 turns. It's not a very long game overall. You see the dice stats are pretty normally distributed, but a very sharp peak here for the 11. And probably these, kind of outer edges outperform a little bit. That always plays a factor, but overall you can't complain too much. I think it could be worse. It has been worse. And here we see the production overall. Brick was sparse, but ironically, right? If you actually take a look at the board, the people that were on Brick, actually everyone was on Brick, but the people who were on Brick that really used it in a real way was red, right? Because they were able to get the production that they needed to be able to build all the. And by the way, they won on road, right? They were able to buy enough of road building material to expand very quickly, right? And Blue, on the other hand, even though they might have had the coordinated times, they made the system well enough, and they couldn't fight for road, right? So that kind of happens, right? You see kind of how the game evolves. It's on tons of cities here, and this is partially that. Depth cards, 2 VPs, some knights, and the others here. The mono here was very useful. Monos are always a very game-altering play, right? Because not only, it's basically like a knight, except on steroids, right? You can think of that. Activity stats here. No one really tried to propose trades or do trades or anything. It was hard to get trades through. And that's partially because everyone had every resource, and people were selling on ports. And once they settled on ports, they were less simplified to trade, especially once they had all the resources. There's no reason to help up your opponents, right? Why go out of your way? And finally, resource production. And we talk about this all the time, right? 83 to 67 to 60 is, again, very, very low overall, but that's partly because it was a fast game. And it was a fast game because everyone had access to every resource. Everyone had, it was a very, as far as I can tell, a very vanilla board in that sense. Nothing was super scarce, where people had to really, really fight for it. And we see resource production here, red kind of taking it away, and that's why they won, right? You can see it's almost correlated with the actual VPs that everyone was getting. So overall, very, very good game, very interesting game. These 3 rookies, man, everyone has a different style, and that's the fun of it, right? We get to see these new players kind of join the game and see what they kind of think about it, how they think about it, and how they should kind of adapt, right? So they're gonna hopefully take something away from this game and adapt and grow and keep grinding, right? And that's the goal at the end of the day. You just keep grinding, and eventually you'll get some dubs. But with that, I will see you guys later, and see you guys for Game 4.